cluster of red acne spots can be corrected with a green corrector because the complementary colors go over each other. In Nikita's case, you can see across her face, not all over her face, but in certain areas, like just a little bit under the eyes, around her nose and mouth, she has a bit of redness. And you can also see some acne spots. Those are also red. Now, when you want to bring such a case back into balance, you use the opposite color. Like I mentioned, you use the complementary color to layer over this color to bring it back to a neutral color. So the opposite color of red is green. They're complementary colors and they look great when they're lying next to each other, but when they layer, they neutralize, they cancel each other out. There's two ways of applying green. You can do it directly over the red areas, or you can mix a little bit into foundations. You should know that a lot of foundations are also pre-mixed, so you get neutralizing formulations already. And I also mentioned this earlier, you do get these kind of correcting formulas in powders, creams, primers, a number of products, and you can choose the one that works for you. I'm using a cream first to demonstrate, and secondly because I feel it gives you the ease of play. You can take it as far or as little as you want. So I'm going to use a cream product and show you how you can neutralize the redness. Don't go all over the face because that's not what she needs. So as you can see, don't make it too green. I'm just showing you the application. It has to be quite fine and flimsy. So these are the areas that are prominently red, and you can see veins and spots. I'm doing a thin film of green and you'll already see the red disappearing. In the case that somebody does not have a very severe reddening, but they also need, to neutralize the red, you can use a powder over the makeup. You get slightly mint tinted powders, which are also useful, or you can get primers. Primers are also really thin, and the minute you put it on the skin, it has this neutralizing effect. A tiny amount of red right here. And if you notice, I'm not making it like a shocking green sheet of paint. It's literally a small thin film.
When the areas to be covered or corrected are small and not expansive, I recommend the use of small brushes, which offer more precision, or tiny precision blenders that are widely available in beauty stores now. Fingers may be used as well, but they have to be very clean, as the point is not to aggravate an already delicate condition. Use the corrector in very specific areas and as and where required only.
A lot of people who have rosacea or acne clusters, they would need this kind of correcting. And you'll commonly find it occurring right here around the nose, mouth, and heavily on the cheeks as well.
You will also find in some cases clusters of acne occurring along the jawline as well.
In Nikita's case, she doesn't have acne, so to speak, just a very few dots. In that case, don't plaster the whole area with the green. All you need to do is pat it on the area of trouble. So this is a problem area, so you just really want to place the corrector there. Although it looks terrible at this stage, this is not what it's going to look once you put the foundation on. But this cuts back the red. The red will completely disappear from her skin. Remember that when you're doing a foundation, you need to match everything else that's happening here. The face itself is not a great indicator of what foundation one should be wearing. So the point is, I'm going to now balance the rest of her skin to match everything else that's happening here. Now I'm just going to use the foundation and put it all back together. And it's a real myth that you need to use a lot of product when you're concealing or correcting. That's not the truth at all. You can keep it to a bare minimum, just as much as you need. It's like seasoning a food. You don't need to pack it on. Your layers can be really thin, and the point is to get the effect. You don't have to pack anything on for something to come back together. So keeping her neck in mind, which is the closest to the face, I'm taking her face back to where it should be in terms of color. And to apply this, you can use anything. You can use sponges, you can use brushes, you can use tinier brushes. Don't look at what I'm using. It's a matter of convenience. Using any brush that works for you is good enough, as long as you get the effect that you desire.
You may use any foundation product of the client's choice or as you see fit for use. The point is to always aim to achieve as natural a basis as possible while taking into consideration the problem areas that you are dealing with. In fact, on problem skin, I recommend feather light application, minimal use of product, and very careful placement for creating clean, finished appearance. Too much product tends to settle around problem areas and bring them more attention than alleviating the problems, which is the point of correcting. Blend all the product to ensure that none of the corrector is visible. Do not worry that the foundation will lift off, it really won't. If anything, it will polish up nicely to make the entire job look more seamless and natural, which is what one should always aim for.
Another piece of advice, even when you're covering over a corrector, particularly the areas that you covered with the green or any other color corrector, make sure that you finish off by patting a foundation over it and not moving it too much because you want it to stay put. So there you go, that's half her face done, brought back into balance with everything else. Again, I just want to reiterate, don't try and match what you're trying to correct with the rest of the face. You're trying to match and bring everything into a seamless finish. So this is what you should be looking at, not so much this. Once you take a good look at it, I will finish the rest of the face as well. So as you can see, all her redness has disappeared and she's come back. The brightness has come back by introducing the foundation and the corrector. So this is largely what you should be looking for.